morning reception, it's Miss Lewis here and it's time for our guided reading session today. Now this is our first session and normally I'd show you the front cover of the book and we'd have a bit of a chat about it. But I'm not going to today because I want you to have a think about what the story might be about. I don't want any of the pictures to give anything away. So our learning objective today is going to be to blend our sounds together to read simple words. So you're going to need your robot arms. And you're going to need to do some super sounding out for me. Okay? On the slides, I've blown up the text nice and big, so hopefully you can see it. If you'd like to at any point, you can pause the video and have a go at reading with your grown-up. If not, you can listen to me read. I'm going to be sounding out my words too. At the end of the session, I'm going to read you a story. I've got Winnie the Witch in space. I love Winnie the Witch books. If you want to stay and listen to the story right at the end of the activity, you can. If not, come back to the video later and you can have the story perhaps before bed. Right, should we go and get on with our session first? Here we go. Okay, reception, our learning objective today is going to be to blend simple words. That means our reading strategy is going to be to use our phonics. We're going to need our robot arms at the ready to sound out our words, looking at each sound carefully and pushing them back together to read our word. Some of you will have been learning new sounds this week as well, so look out for these sounds in our book. We've got j, v, z and y. I've picked 3 key words out of the book that are going to come up when we're reading quite often. Let's have a look at them a little bit more closely. Okay, here's our first word. It's a tricky word, the. Can you say it with me? The. T-H-E spells the. Well done. Let's look at our next word. Oh, we're going to need our robot arms to sound this one out. Can you have a go with me? Get your robot arms ready. Now I can see there's a line underneath the 2 letter D's. That means it's a digraph. So both our arms need to go up. Let's have a go. Odd. 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 Can you say that word? Odd. Well done. And finally, here's our last word. Again, let's use our robot arms to sound it out. Are you ready? It. It. Well done, everybody. Here is the title of our book today. If I just circle it, hopefully we should highlight it and we'll be able to read it. There it is. Let's have a go at reading it together. Oh, there's that tricky word we just practiced, the. And here, there's the other word, odd, odd, the, odd, pet, pet, the odd pet. I've got a vocabulary question here for you. What does the word odd mean? Pause the video and have a think. What do you think the word odd means? It means when something is strange or unusual, something that's different to what we would expect. Now let's read the blurb together. The blurb is on the back of the book. It's normally a short description. It tells us a little bit about the book. It helps us to decide whether we want to read it or not. If you would like, you can pause the video and have a go at reading the blurb with your grown-up. If not, you can stay and listen as I read it. I'm going to use my sounds to help me read the words, just like our learning objective. It's, not, not, it's not, at, cat, it's not a cat. It's not, it's not a dog. It's not a dog. It's a zog. Zog. It's a zog. It's not a cat. It's not a dog. It's a zog. Now I have a predict question for you about the blurb. What do you think a zog is? And what do you think might happen in the story? Pause the video and have a go. I wonder what a zog is. Sounds like it might be from out of space. I think it might be made of metal or tin and have big teeth and 7 legs. And I think it's ferocious and mean. Perhaps it's going to come to the school. Perhaps it's going to cause havoc and mayhem. Maybe it's going to turn out all the drawers and throw all the books on the floor. Maybe the teachers will get really cross with it. I think that might be what happens in the story. What do you think? Now I'm going to read the first page of the book. Remember, I'm using my sounds to help me read. So I'm going to sound out the words and blend them back together. If you like, pause the video and have a go at reading the sentence. I've written them nice and big at the top for you to help you see. If not, you can listen to me read and join in with me. Kim has a cat. Kim has a cat. Oh look, I can see in the picture. This must be Kim. Jim has a dog. Dog. Oh yes, I can see a picture of a dog. Kim has a cat. Jim has a dog. Now I have a retrieve question for you. We need to use the text to help us answer the question. What pet does Kim have? Can you find the word in the text? Let's go back to the previous page. What pet does Kim have? I could reread all the sentences again to find the answer, or I can do something called skimming and scanning. I can scan the text to see if I can find the answer. What would be a good word to look for if I'm just looking through the words to find a key word? I know the question's about Kim. I wonder if I look for the word Kim, I'll find the answer. Kim begins with a k sound. Let's have a look and see if we can find a k. Oh, there's one right at the beginning. Kim. Maybe this will help me answer the question. Kim has a cat. Cat. Kim has a cat. That answers our question, and we found the word in the text. Well done, everybody. Now I'm going to read the next page. We're on page 2. Again, if you want to, you can pause the video and have a go at reading it yourself. If not, you can listen to me read. But, viv. Oh, there's one of our new sounds. Has, an, but Viv has an. Oh, there's that word odd. We practiced that at the beginning. But Viv has an odd pet. But Viv has an odd pet. Here's an inference question for you now. Look at the picture. How do you think Viv feels about her pet? Do you think she's scared of it? Do you think she likes it? Pause the video and have a little chat with your grown-up. Here's your activity for today. Can you draw a picture of a zog? What do you think it looks like? How many legs does it have? How many eyes does it have? Is it small and cute and fluffy, or big and ferocious and mean? Do you think it would make a good pet? Perhaps you can have a go at labelling it, sounding out your words carefully. That's it for today. Now it's time for our story. We'll read the rest of our guided reading book throughout the rest of the week. Here's Winnie in Space. Winnie the Witch loved to look through her telescope at the night sky. It was huge and dark and mysterious. "I'd love to go into space, Wilbur," Winnie would say. "It would be such a big adventure." Wilbur, Winnie's big black cat, loved to be outside at night too. He liked to chase moths and bats and shadows. That was enough adventure for Wilbur. Then, one night, when the moon and the stars were bright, Winnie suddenly said, "Let's go into space right now, Wilbur." "Meow," said Wilbur. "But how will we get there?" wondered Winnie. "We need a rocket, and I don't have a rocket." Then she looked up at the moon, and she had a wonderful idea. She waved her magic wand and shouted, "Abracadabra!" And there, on the roof, was a rocket. Winnie packed a picnic basket, got her big book of spells just in case, and ran up the stairs with Wilbur. Winnie shut her eyes, waved her magic wand, and shouted, "Abracadabra!" 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The rocket shot off the roof and into space. It went very fast, and it was hard to steer. Oops! Winnie nearly flew into a satellite. Oops! Was that a flying saucer? Oops! That was a falling star, Wilbur. "Meow," said Wilbur. He put his paws over his eyes. "We'll find a lovely planet for our picnic, Wilbur," Winnie said. Wilbur peeped out from behind his paws. There were little planets everywhere. "Here's a sweet little planet," Winnie said. "We'll have our picnic here." "Purr," said Wilbur. He loved picnics. Plop! The rocket landed. All was quiet and peaceful, but there were funny little holes everywhere. Wilbur looked down the holes. They seemed to be empty. Winnie unpacked the food. There was pumpkin scones, chocolate muffins, and cherries and cream for Wilbur. Yum! A little head popped out of a hole, and then there were heads everywhere. "Rabbits!" said Winnie. "Space rabbits are coming to our picnic!" "Meow," said Wilbur. A space rabbit hopped over to try some cream. Yuck! Another space rabbit tried a pumpkin scone. Horrible! Chocolate muffins? Ugh, disgusting! Cherries? Ugh! Then some of the space rabbits hopped over to the rocket. They sniffed it and took a bite. Then the rocket was covered in space rabbits. "Oh no!" shouted Winnie. She waved her magic wand, shouted, "Abracadabra!" and carrots and lettuces rained down on the rabbits. But the space rabbits didn't like carrots or lettuces. "Of course," said Winnie. She waved her magic wand, shouted "Abracadabra," and there was a giant pile of metal, saucepans, wheelbarrows, bicycles, cars, even a fire engine. Yes, that was what space rabbits liked. Scrumptious. But it was too late. The space rabbits had eaten up all of Winnie's metal rocket. "Blithering broomsticks!" shouted Winnie. "Now how will we get home?" "Meow," said Wilbur. Winnie looked at the giant pile of metal. "Perhaps," she said. "Maybe. I wonder." She looked in her big book of spells. "Yes," she said. Then she picked up her magic wand, waved it 5 times and shouted "Abracadabra." There was a flash of fire, a bang, and there, on top of the giant pile of metal, was a rattling, roaring scrap metal rocket. Winnie and Wilbur climbed up the rattling, roaring rocket and jumped in. Vroom! The rocket blasted away. It rushed and roared through space. Vrump! The rocket landed in Winnie's garden. "Oh, that was an adventure, Wilbur," Winnie said, "but I'm glad we're home." "Purr," said Wilbur. He was very glad to be home.